I arrived at mid-afternoon on August 2nd at the New Orleans Union Station. It was a very different situation than the Chicago terminal. Here's a view from my window at the station, and it was a long walk outdoors, but a long walk to the terminal or to the main building. Much smaller situation, nice and clean, as was Chicago, but a little bit more modern, if the 1950s style is more modern. I had planned on walking to my hotel, which was about a mile away, so I left the Union Station and headed toward the Holiday Inn downtown Superdome. Just like in Chicago, the New Orleans station is located in what I would call a business district, a lot of offices, but no real sightseeing opportunities at either place. I checked into my hotel room and found it to be very comfortable. I was well rested, but took opportunity to have a long shower and just relax a little bit, do some reading, eating at a local restaurant, and in general just having some downtime in my hotel room that late afternoon and through the evening. In the morning I awakened early, had a breakfast at about 6:30 a.m. and then decided to go on a little sightseeing. I discovered that I was a mile away from Jackson Square, which is the center point of the French Quarter. So I walked through the French Quarter, enjoyed seeing the sights, took a few photos, and headed to Jackson Square. I was very careful not to get anybody in my photos. A lot of homeless people on the streets that early in the morning, about 8 a.m. I was intrigued at some of the places that I could have gone to had it been a little bit later in the day. The Museum of Death. There was also the New Orleans Pharmacy Museum. On a more uplifting note, St. Louis Cathedral is located right at the entrance of Jackson Square. I would have enjoyed touring that church. In the meantime, though, I entered Jackson Square and took my time looking around there. I realized it was getting pretty hot, so I headed back. It was 8:30 in the morning and the heat index was 106. On my way back, I stopped by the front of the Marriott Hotel on Canal Street. I had stayed here in New Orleans, my last trip to New Orleans, and only trip prior to this one, about 40 years ago in July or August. I was pulling some Marine duty at the time. I got back to the hotel, showered, changed my clothes, and checked out at 11 a.m.